12th Bio-Zoology Chapter 7 Human Health and Diseases. In this part, we shall learn two types of diseases: fungal diseases and helminthic diseases. Fungal diseases are caused by fungi. Helminthic diseases are caused by worms. Dermatomycosis is the term for the fungal diseases of skin. Dermatomycosis causes cutaneous infections, that is, infection on skin. These diseases are caused by three groups of fungi. They are Trichophyton, Microsporum and Epidermophyton. One of the fungal infections is ringworm. Ringworm is caused by dermatophytes. Dermatophytes are fungi which affect the skin. It is not a disease caused by worm. Then what's the reason it is called as ringworm? The affected areas show ring-like patches. The rashes appear in the shape of ring. So the disease is called as ringworm. Scaly, dry lesions. The affected areas are dry and scaly. The areas have lesions. Lesions are unhealing sores. The affected areas are skin, nails and scalp. Scalp is the base of the hair. And the affected areas develop intense itching. The heat and moisture supports the growth of the fungi. Skin foldings, the foldings have moisture, and the toes, between the toes moisture is there. These areas develop the infections. The spreading takes place through contaminated soil and by using clothes, towels and combs of the patient. Another fungal disease affecting the skin is athlete's foot. It mainly affects athletes. It is called as tinea pedis. Tinea pedis or athlete's foot is caused by Trichophyton and Epidermophyton groups of fungi. It commonly affects the skin on the feet. It may spread to the toes also. Helminthic diseases are caused by endoparasitic worms. Endoparasitic worms live inside the body. These worms live inside the gut and blood of human. The helminthic diseases are called as Helminthiasis. There are two main helminthic diseases. They are Ascariasis and Filariasis. Filariasis is also called as elephantiasis. Ascariasis is caused by Ascaris lumbricoides. It is also called as roundworm. It is separate male and female. It is a monogenic parasite. This parasite has single host. The human being is the host of Ascaris lumbricoides. Spreading takes place through contaminated food and water. How is the food and water contaminated? Let us see now. The egg is laid by the female worm. The fertilized egg comes to the environment through the excreta of the patient. The fecal matter of the patient brings the eggs to the environment. When the fertilized eggs contaminated food and water, the food and water will spread the disease. So intake of the contaminated food and water spreads the disease. Soil may be contaminated. When children are playing with the soil, contaminated soil, they have more chance to get the disease. This disease causes the symptoms like abdominal pain, vomiting, headache, anemia, irritability, and diarrhea. It is a blood-sucking parasite, so causes anemia. In severe infections, the worms cause nutritional deficiency because they live inside the digestive system and takes the nutrients. In severe infections, nutritional deficiency and severe abdominal pain and stunted growth are seen in children. These infections also may cause enteritis, hepatitis, and bronchitis. Inflammation of bronchi, the airway disease, is bronchitis. Hepatitis is the inflammation of liver. Inflammation in small intestine is called as enteritis. Filariasis is caused by filarial worm, Eukarya bancrofti. This worm has two hosts. They are not egg-laying worms. They give rise to young ones. They are viviparous. They are digenic. They have two hosts. One is human being. The another host is Culex mosquito. The adult female worm lays eggs. These eggs circulate. It is not an egg-laying worm. The adult female filarial worm gives rise to young ones. The young ones are juveniles or microfilarial larvae. Microfilarial larvae are given off by the adult female. These larvae circulate in the blood. When a Culex mosquito sucks the blood, it will be infected. It will spread the disease. And in the patient, from the blood, the microfilarial larvae enter into the lymph node and lymph vessels where they develop into adult. Accumulation of more and more number of the worms will block the lymph flow in the lymph vessels. So lymph stagnates in the vessels. Because of the stagnation of lymphs, the legs swell. The affected areas show swelling. Legs, mammary glands will be affected. So maintenance of personal and public hygiene is very important to prevent communicable diseases. You would have learned about personal hygiene in your lower classes. It includes maintaining one's body clean by bathing, washing hands, trimming fingernails, wearing clean clothes. In public places, keeping the surface clean and pathogen free. Keeping the surface clean and pathogen free is very important. It should be done in home and offices on working surfaces, like tables, and doors should be kept pathogen free. This has to be extended to the toilets also. Hand washing is very important to prevent waterborne and foodborne diseases. Hand washing will prevent waterborne and foodborne diseases. Cover the faces while sneezing will prevent airborne diseases. The hand washing and cover the faces will prevent diseases like typhoid, amoebiasis, and ascariasis. By means of improvement in science and technology, nowadays vaccines are used in immunization programs. These vaccines eradicate smallpox. Smallpox was eradicated in India by means of immunization programs. Because of vaccination, diseases like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia, and tetanus have been very much reduced.